first of all, I want them to have a good time. You know, it's more entertainment than politics. I do not really have like a strong message on to spread to the world. But if there would be one, is of course that you have to think about the choice that you make in your life. Yeah, probably, and try to make the right choice at the right time. Otherwise, it can end up in a painful way. That's probably the message I would send. Yeah. To be honest, that's really it happened to me it happened to me 26 years ago. So that's really back in the days, you know. I don't feel any trauma anymore about that, and it's just it's a memory that happened in my youth, and it was a very strong experience, and I wouldn't say it changed me, because many people that have this experience say I'm totally changed and I see the life in a brand new way and everything. Well, that was really not my case. I saw life exactly the same, and it didn't really change me, but I was very conscious that I got really lucky, and I had a second chance in life that I totally, you know, and I was very grateful for that. Grateful to destiny. Well, not I don't even believe in destiny, but I had a super great luck. You know, chance was upon my shoulder these days. So. I remember that, and well, if it did change something, it allowed me to make a movie. So it did change things, right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Since I was a kid, I really believe in chances. I think in hazard, everything is random chances. Well, depending also of your own action. I mean, your action can change, definitely can change the course of your life. But this is only the action that you do, and the things that happens to you in your surrounding. But I don't really think that I don't believe in destiny. I don't believe that everything is written, and I don't believe in that at all. Yeah, I think that you can make a difference yourself, and but also you are the toy of what is going on around you. You know, the people you meet. Sometimes, you know, you can meet a crazy guy that's gonna fucking poke you with a knife, and you might die on the street. You know, and this is just random. You were there at the wrong time at the wrong place. But I don't think that anything is written, and so yeah, I do not believe in destiny. There was a few others, and at the beginning I really wanted to make like a 3 hours long film, and but yeah, I didn't have the budget to do that, so it was very painful. But I had to choose, you know. I had to choose, and I had other stories. It was a story of a stripper that was chased by a guy that, whatever happens, he will never let go. He will always keep on chasing her and chasing her, like a new age Terminator, but like in the real life. And so that was a part of one of my story. Another one was about a dad that cannot see his daughter anymore after a divorce. So he kidnaps his own daughter, and because she's very sad and she's living like a sad life, he invents an imaginative world all around her, and just take her into a stage of imagination that is very intense. So yes, and I had a lot, so I'm not going to pitch you all of them, but I had a lot of stories that I wrote, and at the end, yes, unfortunately we had to make some choices. I don't know, that is not my plan right now. I have three feature film into production right now. So I have three very nice projects. One of them I'm going to start preparation in September. Yes, at some point we were talking about maybe trying to turn a Pandemonium into like a sort of TV series or something, because I could go endlessly about that, and I can go back to hell, into Nathan's life, and develop really the why is here, how is he gonna do, and how is he gonna try to find his wife in order to convince her to tell that he has nothing to do here, and that he didn't kill her for the bad reason, but he killed her to ease her pain. So yeah, I could go on and on forever with this one, but yeah, right now I'm not really I'm not focusing into it, and I'm more focusing into my upcoming feature film. It's not really that the film it did influence me, actually, yeah, because this is really the film that when I saw that film, yeah, I was 6 or 7, as you said, and I really remember that very vividly. Is while I was watching that film, I was totally terrorized because it was very gory and very violent, and I freaked out totally. But I said to myself, well, this is amazing. This is exactly what I want to do with my life. And I want to do like him. I want to tell story. I want to tell crazy story like that. And I want to freak out the audience, and I want to give them emotion. And so this is, it did really influence me a lot, actually, because he showed me the path about what I wanted to do with my life. As for Pandemonium, it didn't influence me for Pandemonium, but I wanted to pay a tribute to Lucius Fulci ending scene where for the first time, you could see a depiction of hell that is not like a fiery inferno, but it was the big nothing, the big sandy nothing, and I thought that idea was really, really cool. And because this is exactly, even at that age, how I was picturing hell. I was picturing a very lonely, very, very dusty place, and not fiery, not like a physical torture, not like that, but it was like more of a psychological torture that I thought that was interesting. So I wanted to sort of sign the contract that I did with myself when I was 6 or 7, saying to myself that I was going to be a filmmaker because of that film, and by paying that tribute to in Pandemonium, with depicting the same kind of inferno, the same kind of hell as he did. It was a way really to sign that contract that I did with myself when I was a kid, saying, okay, let's be a filmmaker because of that film. So it was really cool for me to do that. Because it really came naturally, because I thought it was way more interesting that going into a torture porn style, like okay, let's cut him up and let's torture him and everything. I think that the psychological pain is way more painful than physical one. And I thought, if you want to be really sadistic, don't torture someone with his body, torture someone with his soul, torture someone with his mind, and that's going to be way worse, I think. And so yeah, I thought it was a very interesting path to take, to deal with a more existentialist pain than really the obvious physical pain that you would expect to have in hell, like being burned or being boiled alive or blah blah blah, And
Yeah.
that's what Nathan said to the demon. He said, "What are you going to do to me? You're going to cut my balls, take off my eyes, and everything." He said, no, it's not going to do it like that. No, don't worry. We're not savages here, But actually, I think, well, you can expect that what is experiencing for such a long time, this psychological pain is way more effective than if it was going to be torture, like the classical way. It's to be honest, for me, it's very, very difficult to be produced, and my film to be produced in France. It's a nightmare, because like right now in France, it's really a bad timing to put up films like I want to make. So on every governmental funds and government aids, I always have the same shit. Oh yeah, it's too dark, it's too this. You cannot say that, you cannot show that. Yeah, fuck that. I do whatever I want, and so that I refuse to go into those stupid governmental funds that I don't care anymore. So now I'm going. I have 2 projects that are signed into a production company. We have international sales agent, but still one is like for 4 years. I'm looking for a budget. I cannot get it. The second one has been 2 years. I cannot get it. So the third one, which is I'm going to do in September, I already have the funds. It's private equity. I'm putting everything that I gain on Pandemonium on this one, plus I have private funds, and I have enough money and enough budget to make it. And that's the way for me that works in order to make movie. I don't want to wait ages and years in order to wait for people in an office that really don't understand what I'm doing to say yes and no, and they always say no anyway. So that's it for me. I'm going my own path. I'm going a gangsta, and I'm shooting my films. Yeah, it's I don't have the title in English yet, but in French it's called Les Âmes en Peine, and it's gonna be a wild ride. It's gonna be very intense, and I think it's the best thing I've ever wrote in my life so far. So I'm very excited.